30 August. T's and C's apply. Hi-Fi Corp, your #1 deal destination.
This Sunday on Supersport, Zimbabwe's Chevrons face a formidable task down under. High-octane racing returns to the ring in Germany. And the plucky Periquitos look to throw a spanner in the works when they host Los Blancos. Up your game on Supersport.
With nearly 2 years, the country not being able to use the major soccer fraternity, which is our national stadium, Temidlalo National Stadium, CAF has granted a temporary decision to Eswatini Football Association to use the ground for preliminary rounds, which benefits the likes of Babana Highlanders and Royal Leopards for the upcoming CAF games. So it's one to talk about this evening. And what does it mean also for the M10 Premier League games coming, to know that our ground, Temidlalo National Stadium, will be one to use in the upcoming season. Otherwise, those are some of the things to touch on. Later on, we'll touch on the likes of handball. They have a journey in Zimbabwe. Come October this year, they'll be heading there. A selection has been made. Volleyball, they launched their 2022 season. We'll also touch on that. But in the studio, we'll have a new guest that he's in the company of also the students, or should I say the players. They'll be introducing us to a new sport. They are under the STEAM education. It's a sort of, should I say, a sporting activity where you use your brains. So the Ministry of Education has introduced this program in lines to assist young talented kids to up their talent using their brains. They are given a challenge and they should respond to that challenge. All is going to be live on Eswatini TV. Don't miss anything, because this is the last Thursday for the month of August. It should be quite exciting. I'll be in the company of our in-house analyst Linda Lamini later on, where we'll touch on different issues. But for now, in the studio, I'm with a guest. I'm with the team from STEAM Education. I'll give them a chance to explain everything. What does the sport mean? How does it come to be one of the biggest sporting activity currently? Where they're going to be competing very soon. Bahambage na Mandla Story. Lesingasho kutsi ngitishela lomkhulu. Not a teacher per se, but coach in this instant. He's got a team of young talented. Don't see them short, but their brains are so quite big. Nguvusele Baba Story.
Siyabonga Nkosi, siyabonga.
Yes.
Mandla Sithole Khulumago from STEM Education.
All right. Giving a chance to the team. Trish, yes? Tinashe Sifunza is a part of the STEAM Education team. Yes, on the right.
And you have Destiny Moodley.
Okay, all right. I think people are seeing something in the center. Sabati Buta would see what's happening. We get to the explanation of what's cooking tonight. Now, Baba Story, what's the studio namuhla kwendekani? What's the story?
What's the story? Siyabonga Nkosi. Imagine science, technology, engineering is celebrated the way we celebrate soccer, netball, and any other sports. Vision learner Yadin Kamen, lower founder first America, was nga 1998. Emva kweminyaka ling 20 asebenza eAmerican was officer ukuthi le sports lasiqalile ngoba lisasasa bese liliningi leAmerica ukuthi lanze go onke ama countries kanye nale yethu ke siyagcine ingenile. Sicale nga 2016 Sports for the Mind kusho ukuthi bantwana bake banikwe i-challenge. Le challenge ayibi nje ichamuka noma nguphi but i-based kulo 14 greatest engineering problems la khona emhlabeni. Lo nyaka nje sibuka i-climate change le problem lenkulu le onke mave ahlangene ngetinhloko ayabuka ukuthi ingabe singayireversa kanjani le damage leyendekile. So nga October this year mhla ka 11 all countries are invited ukuthi asende bantwana laba between 14 years to 18 years ukuthi bamikise ema solutions abo eGeneva, Switzerland in a competition. X-Prize team will be judges of that competition. In a two categories is the project part ukuthi how bantwana ba imagine ukuthi banga captureisha i-carbon. Why are we focusing on carbon? Because the 70% of the greenhouse gases are carbon-based. How they can catch up carbon to atmosphere by storage or by reuse or by transport, by dispose or anything of that sort.
Babesithola manje ngibuka manje isikhathi esibona isikhathi ngoba
Ngiyabona,
nakhuluma
ngiyabona,
science ngakhuluma science vele ingcombo ngakuthi be fresh labanye nje vele science kwasehlula
Ngiyabona.
ngikosabalekela la sabathi sathe
Yes, the sports part.
the sports part. When you talk about this before banika chance ukuthi
Yes.
nabachaza kusho ukuthi this is an initiative under the Ministry of Education.
Not kangwane but emaveni yes.
Yes.
Initiative leyalethwa nje belungu sayimukela nga 2016 ilethwa ngeAmerica US Embassy labayifunda ekuqaleni kwako konke. Saqhubeka ke sesike semanje iminyaka lemibili ngenxa ye-COVID.
Alright. Kulo minyaka nikhethe kusebenzisa tindzaba titsinzana nabo carbon by virtual ukuthi sibuke tindzaba tabo climate change.
Yes.
Sho ukuthi if in a different setup lesingathi angibekise nje sikhuluma ngetindzaba te gender based violence ningachamuka nalenye challenge le gender based violence.
Yes.
So kwanyaro sesihamba kancane sho labanye science vele funa sihambe kancane. So sikhuluma nga carbon related issues.
Yes.
Let me give a chance the team to give us a story. What do we have here? Trish, let's start with you.
So basically, we have our bot here.
Can I lift it?
Yes, of course.
Can
you
I lift it? I'm asking
can.
for permission
You
first
can.
because you never know. Yes. So what do we have here?
So
Yes?
basically, this is our board, even
Yes.
though it's not finished yet,
Yes.
because our competition is in October. We have more than enough time to finish it. So this is the base. This is the base of the robot. It's called a drivetrain. Sorry, it's a drive chain. So
Yes.
basically, it moves. This is the movement of the whole robot.
Yes.
And then the missing part is the intake. Just like my mentor said, these are carbon emissions. Just imagine carbon. These are carbon emissions. So the intake has to collect the carbon emissions and throw them inside, and it has to shoot them into a storage facility. So
Let's
that
get a
is what.
close-up shot as you explain that. How does it happen again? These balls?
Yes,
I'll call
as
them
it
the balls first.
so as it moves down, it has to collect these molecules and store them inside, and there's a shooter which it has to store inside a certain storage facility. So that's basically the challenge for the robot parts this year.
All right.
Yes,
So there are batteries here, so these can move.
this can move on its own.
Can you try move it?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So,
All right. This is when I might become a witness of something I'm not sure. They want to move it. I'm worried. I don't want you to move it that far so that
Yes.
the viewers cannot just... Can you try to move it towards me? I want to see.
okay. Go.
Ooh, this is beautiful. Okay. This is getting serious. Okay. Are you able to...
Assuming the intake was there,
Okay.
it could be hunting for
These molecules.
the molecules on the ground,
Okay, so
collecting the molecules.
if we leave them here, it's going to collect them.
Yes, this one we won't because the intake is not there.
Okay.
Yes.
Or it's not done,
Yes,
Yes.
it's
the
not complete.
composition.
Yes.
But if it's done, it can take this...
It has to
Yes.
collect the molecules.
Okay.
Yeah, and store them here temporarily, then shoot them or dispose them in a sinker. We call it a sinker where it will be stored for a longer period of time. Wow. So it's a game. 6 teams enter the court. That means 6 robots from different countries. A winning robot is the one that has many carbon molecules.
Okay.
It can in 2.5 minutes game.
All right. You have a role to play in the story. What are you holding there, and what do you have it in your hands?
What I have here, it's a joystick. Probably some of the viewers know this for playing games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, PlayStation, yeah.
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 In order to move your robot, you have to program it. Programming it, you are setting commands to the robots that when you push this trigger, the robot should do something like this, and so yeah. So our program is using only the sticks, moving it, moving it sideways, and only left spins forward and backward.
All right.
Yeah.
So how important it is to have a phone? Because I can see your remote is connected to the phone. What's the role of the phone in that area?
The phone.
It's basically where we initialize everything. We
Okay.
have to press this initialization button for
Okay.
this to activate and control the bot to move. So basically here we have a battery and a control hub, which is controlled by a certain system. So we have motors, as you can see. If I can take this,
Yes, we can
we
take.
have motors at the bottom of the bot,
right.
which controls the movement.
Okay, keep it in the air, keep it in the
Sorry,
air.
which controls the movement of the wheels.
Yes.
So, yes, we program each motor to move in a certain direction.
All right.
So, just like he mentioned, if we wanted to move to the front,
Okay.
yes, there are certain motors that are programmed to move to the front and to the back and sideways.
All right.
So, yes.
Just like a car.
Yes.
All right. I'm curious, how old are you? Starting with you.
I'm 15 years old.
15.
Yes.
And you?
I'm 16.
How long have you been part of the project? Not only this project, just part of this STEAM education. Is it your first project?
No, we've done previous projects
Yes,
before.
yes.
So, yes.
Babesithole, mhlawumbe nje singayithinza kancane.
Yeah.
Buka le age, buka le ngcomvu, buka le age, buka le ngcomvu, buka lo msebenzi. Kwendekani? I'm impressed.
Siyabonga, siyabonga. Uthi kwendekani?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. The mind is so big. There is so much information coming from
them.
their brains.
Yes,
Based on their age.
Ngiyabonga Nkosi. Ngiko sithi it's a sports for the mind. A lot happens in your brain. You design your program. Actually, you do a chat flow. Then from there you program the bot. From there, then you test and see ukuthi liyasebenza yini. If not, you debug your program and so on. Konke kwendeka engqondweni than physically. So ngiko sithi it's a sports for the mind. By the way, we are using the phone because the system is Android based. So that control hub is an Android device without the screen. So everything is hidden. The interface to control the inside, lamatfumbu ale system layer, is to access through another Android device.
All right. You said you're leaving for international competition.
Yes.
Are you leaving with this too?
No, it's a group of 8, the active students. We started with 12. Actually, in May, we sent applications to schools. 33 applied. 12 were selected, but due to financially constraints, like batali bangakhona igibeta abantwana ukuthi baye IDM for practice.
IDM in Manzini.
Yes.
In Matsapa.
In Matsapa.
Yes.
That's our practice point.
All right.
Yeah.
So how long have you had them now?
Probably 3 years now.
3 years.
Yes.
This has a team, 3 years, has a club, but he has a team going to Geneva. This is the 5th or 6th session.
So you started this when you're 12. You have so much.
Probably yes.
Probably yes. Okay.
You were in Form 1.
Yes. From
Yes.
Now
one.
you're in Form
From 4.
4.
Yes.
How are your results when it comes to sciences?
Very good. I only get A stars
A stars.
in maths. Yes.
Does it apply to you as well?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Still
your
in Form
ambitions.
3.
Still in Form- What's your ambition? What do you want to? How far do you want to go with this kind of knowledge that you have and what you're displaying for us? What do you want in the future to do with this?
So for me, what I want is not that it is a bad thing, but I want robots to be able to do manual work like humans do, because there are certain things that humans cannot do that robots can do. For example, robots don't take any breaks. Yet humans, they need lunch, they need breakfast, they need dinner, they have to knock up from work. Robots can do everything in one day. So that's basically one thing, to just have a faster economy. So yes.
To you?
Probably it's the same as she said. Yeah. Then there's nothing more for me. I can only say that.
All right. Previous projects, apart from this?
Previous projects, we used to, I don't know if you know Legos. Legos, yes, we used to have Legos. In Form 1, yes, in Form 1 we used to have Legos. We build a whole robot, something like this, but in a smaller quantity. We used to build something like this out of Legos and program it like we're doing right now. So, yes.
Let's give credits to your schools again. School, where you are now?
Ngomane High School.
Ngomane High School?
Salesian High School.
Salesian High School.
Yes.
Story kunemfana lobukela kwenyalo hlendlile uhlelo uthi buthi akuzi cha ngiyambona ngiyibona nje ngiyibona italent ikhona bangena kanjani kule program bafika kanjani register uyabhatala kwendekana.
Yes, okay, okay, kulena labayo computer outside the country as a national team. They apply every May to June, July, depending on isikhathanini le application. Akubhadalwa, it's free of charge as long as umntali atawukhona kugibeta umntwana kuma sessions. Ngikhuluma ngale competition yekuya internationally. Nga 2019 besise Dubai, the other year sise Mexico, the first year besise Washington DC. So iyaqhubeka every year. But kunema clubs lakhona sine club eMhlume eNkundleni, two Dream Factory na iStem. Sine club eliyengo where Destiny not eliyengo ekwaluseni where Destiny aqhamuka khona from iclub yasekwaluseni Nicktins. Yes, so then lenye iseliyengo nyalo sicala lenye iclub lambabane. Lawo ma clubs ngula laqhubeka year round without focusing on competition but local ba compete bodvana la osiye South Africa so compete nema clubs as South Africa. Joining those clubs kumahala is only approaching bo coach kuthi nangumfana nami ngicela kumjoinisa kuvunyelwane commitment isikhathi semfana siyadleka naloko ukuthi every practice session umntali kumele alethe umntwana ku practice session and so on. Kuba ngiloko tindleko then yes njengoba boot camp njenyalo kunetindleko ukuthi kumele badle labantwana kumele babhadale kulala and so on and so forth bese di batali bamele ba contribute lokuncane towards that. Otherwise the program is free.
Okay, in terms of reference babe story before mbuya go maybe the one or two before it close utholakala kuphi or the members of because kunemthali mhlawumbe kwanyalo yatibuta ukuthi cha umfana mfisa ukuthi nyalo mhlawumbe ajoin team yaseluye ngoma WhatsApp noma kulele nje leta uTembabane utholakala kanjani wena babe story normal whoever that is in charge of communications sisenda njani utashare ama contact yes but nitholakala kanjani?
Okay, see, it's based on STEM education, based Munye, but sikhona ku website stem.org.sz. Si khona na ku Facebook page.
It is STEM education first.
Yes, yes, it's just stem.org.sz.
Okay.
Yes, uyakhona kusithola lapho. Phindze nawufuna ama references ebantfu nalatikolweni sikhona ngobe ukhulume nje ngeclub lebe yemaleko enda form 1 nga 2019 besina 44 of those clubs etikolweni letinye letilambabane letinye lavumisa was one of them, Nkilichi was one of them, so labo bothishela kuleto tikolwa bang also a good reference point to reach us. Isfunzane both Sfunzane high primary Montessori tonke nje tikolwa inkumbi yato tinako ukuthi timati sithole ukuthi oh ngilo ema robotics.
Sicala le nombolo babe sithole ngoba kunemthalo sibuta ukuthi bani kungena ku Facebook ngathi umsebenzi. Sicala le nombolo ma.
Ngidawuqala nge landline for Esimunye ithi 3838720.
2 Simunye kocha record it's
254. Yes, 23838.
Okay.
2383820.
Okay.
I-landline leyo i-cell phone number ngu 760303445 na Eswatini mobile iyafanana 790303445.
Asisiphinzele MTN again
760303445 760303445.
Swazi mobile you put the 9.
Put
now
9.
Heading to Geneva, would it be your first time being out of the country for the competition?
Well, no, but internationally, yes.
Where have you been before?
We've been to Pretoria. That's one place. Recently, we went to Pretoria for a competition there. So yes,
And how did it go?
it went well, but it's not something we didn't win. Obviously, not obviously, but we didn't win. But it went well. Yeah, it went well.
Okay, what's your take?
For me, it's the first time internationally, and as she said, for
Pretoria.
yes, for Pretoria, we went for the competitions, and our performance wasn't that bad, but good. We got that position out of, was it Lesotho? The countries.
Lesotho, South Africa, and Swaziland.
Yes, we got
All right, Pris, there is some fans. You told me that you've taught people to watch you. What did you tell them?
Yes. The only thing I told them was to open Swazi TV. We are going to be there.
Yes.
That's all.
So your friends are watching you.
Yes.
So you're going to Geneva.
Yeah.
Tell us, what's the promise? You're going there to compete. What can we expect from you?
With the trophy. Coming back with the trophy.
Yes.
First spot.
What are the countries that you look at and say, they challenge these ones?
None.
No. I like the confidence.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. What a team that you have. I was told, as long as I see the contact you've left, some of the parents have already decided to note them down. This is one beautiful item I can note that nangabe unemvana. You are wondering, Gusi, in terms of physical activities, there is no chance maybe Gutsumvana participate. But talk about brains activity. This is an idea. Join STEM education. It's an education program under the Ministry of Education where a specific project is given and the kids do compete for the challenge. We do have young talented kids that are representing the country in Geneva. It means a lot for the country, for their support. For publicity's sake, whatever you can be, whatever you can do, just extend a hand in terms of support. They are there to support and represent the Kingdom of Eswatini. It's quite encouraging to see young talented under the age of 15 just providing such skills. Eswatini has a lot to offer. A short break. When we come back, Linda Dlamini is going to be in the house with more details after this.
This is Patizon Msiwe, and I will be your host for Qatar 2022 World Cup right here on Eswatini TV.
Sanibonani nosokela mahle libito lami ngilinda ngimaster ngowadlamini kuyinvokoto mbukela ukuthi nakulo mnyaka 2022 umsakazo Eswatini TV utakukulethela iWorld Cup Qatar 2022, the first ever World Cup letaba seMiddle East, the first ever World Cup letaba in summer.
What a way of ushering you into your festive season as we bring you live games, your chosen best games, live here on your number one channel, Eswatini TV.
You're talking of great countries from the African continent. You're talking of Ghana, you're talking of Senegal, you're talking of Tunisia, all people representing this great continent. You'll want to follow the games.
Players like Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo stabe sibaletha live Eswatini TV. Ndabe ngihost yakho-ke ngihleli nama-analysts, former players, the best in the kingdom. From mhlaka 20 November kuya mhlaka 18 December, ungayinzawo, bukela Eswatini TV.
To give you the best games for the best edition of the football in the world. Stay tuned, stay live. We will be here for the edition.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show. You know the vibes, it's the beat down. The time is 8 p.m. It's time for you to relax, sit back, relax, and enjoy the music videos that I got for you.
Moving no direction, like it's a calling. Been alive in the middle of nowhere. Shake the ground and burn the air. So yeah, you don't have to hold back for anything or anyone. Just own this.
Still with you, of course, Eswatini TV. This is Temidlalo edition of 2022, the month of August, the last edition of the month of August. We will touch on different aspects before we move on other different, sporting activities. So very cool, Mulangeni, anguvusela.
Fephi ngiyabonga kumweli hlelweni lakho ngiyakuthola ukukhuluma ngivusele imali yalivyo yasekhaya this day ingqondo vami seyivulekile ngibona a different party sport ingqondo seyivulekile Fabrice sports plus science
ngicabanga ukuthi ngiblind mana ngibuka ku chess ukuthi ngiyabakhona lana ngangenge
ngokhona lana Feb kuthi ngale science le deep vele ngawulunge ngawulunge no Feb we are journalist journalist and science Mandine oil
I mean I think bowukhona nawe just back in the studio there behind with the colleagues, but notice in master in terms of little talent lesinalo nangabe sine team lethasuka la ilibhekise eGeneva ku compete for something they just created, and now babuka ukuthi ibudget now ngababutha ukuthi it's in the budget, there's nothing. They're only using their minds.
Fabrice, you know me better. Ngiyabathanza la basebancane. Bathi bathole basesebancane. In fact umthenze uhlabusamila nomaligotshwa lisesemanti. So if basesebancane kangaka baqhamuka nema brilliant ideas lafana nalawa, I'm happy. But lengunothise kakhulu nangiva thina shombuta ukuthi ngimaphe mave lawe sabako noma latabanike competition uthi kude, so uyayiva le confidence ukuthi inkulu kanganani at a very young age. So ngicabanga ukuthi that mentality iyadzinga ukuthi umntwana sesemncane ufake ukuthi we are there to compete. In fact we are one of the best if not the best. So ngiko lokungichaza kakhulu ukuthi kungethe involete kanjena sihambe socuselana namanye mave. I'm very very confident. I'm
very encouraged and touched by the idea of these young talented kids, such that I want to make a promise that I'm not sure if I'll keep it, that we will make a follow-up to how far they will go from finishing their project. When they leave for Geneva, we'll get updates on how the team is doing, and when they return, they'll be in the studio to give us an update. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Watch
Eswatini TV today.
And that means a lot.
Yeah, kakulu. I used to. I used to, Feb. 10 years ago, I used to. Please, guys, I'll be on TV. Ngibukeleni. So, ngicabanga le feeling. Sakuthi bamvu iTV bayithatha kancane. Look at these young ladies. Ngendlela laba promoteka ngayo ba promoteka ngicabanga ukuthi yinvo lenhle leyo.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful story to talk about for another time once again. Moving on with other sporting activities. The Kingdom of Eswatini, most importantly, our national stadium, Somhlo National Stadium, having received 2 rejections from CAF for being a stadium that is not up to standard. We've been given a temporary grant to say use it for preliminary stages of CAF competition. For teams like Mbabane Swallows and Mbabane Highlands and Royal Leopard besithi buta ukuthi batawupinzeni wasemise tinkundla tawu makelwane kuwe master. It's a lot. We haven't been there. We know.
Oh man,
we miss the presence of being Somhlo Stadium.
Fabrice, I think kwendeke kahle ukuthi for a team lenema landzela abanengi like Mbabane Highlanders ukuthi kube ngiyo leyodlala kuqala kaSomhlolo after 3 years. Ngicabanga ukuthi invo lenhle leyo. In fact, the last team to play kaSomhlolo ngwenyama cup it was Green Mamba and Mbabane Highlanders. So Mbabane Highlanders they are going there again against Royal AM as South Africa. Royal Part nabo
bowukhona that time
bengikhona
and tabukhona nase kuvula stadium
ngemusa waNkulunkulu ngidabe ngikhona Fabrice. So ngicabanga ukuthi invo lenhle for the teams, invo lenhle for eMaswati, because imagine the fans bebasatobhadala imali yekutravelisha bayobukela ama-teams abo eMbombela siya assume ukuthi kusembombela like asho umphathi wembabana Highlanders so nyalo lamakhosi atawunciphiseka ama-fans atawuthola nje ukuthi nangabe wasenhlangano ngibhadala lo 80 rand wami ngiyagibela ngite stadium ngibhadale leyo mali ngibhadalako not labo 300 labe bathi ababhadala so ngicabanga ukuthi it's a good thing for ama-fans it's a good thing for ama-teams because kuyobhuka stadium imbombela you remember i-Royal Party last time nabadlala khona lapha they had to spend fortunes so ngicabanga ukuthi inyalo itawuseveka ngale kuma-coffers ema-teams so ngicabanga ukuthi into lenhle
usakhumbula yini ukuthi i-Highland ihlala kuphi somhlobo noma bashintsha nababuya sathi
ka-left we-Royal Box yes la kuhlala khona imbabana Highlanders nasebathi gwaza nguze emnyama so ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice ngiyadla ukuthi nguthinze emanonini for team like Mbabana Highlanders Royal Party remember also Royal Party ihambe yafika ama group stages CAF Confederations Cup last year and bebadlala ema games outside the country. This year we're expecting ukuthi because badlala ekhaya somhlolo bamjwayele most of them lama players la khona lapha 90% wawo adlalile kaSomhlolo bekadlala kalanga adlala eKings Obhuza artificial turf bayijwaye so nyalo kaSomhlolo sesisekhaya so ngicabanga ukuthi kumele ukuthi iRoyal Party ende ngcono kumele ukuthi Mbabana Highlanders ende ngcono yes for Mbabana Highlanders kutaba lukhuni because abakabi seAfrica sikhasile sithi
Master, just a reminder and to remind the viewers that it's the first round.
Yeah, the preliminary round, yes.
But we had maybe good for the proper report to say Nabatsi for now, and then maybe after they close it, obviously we can use it for league games, but when they close, at now, my recommendation would say, now. Because remember, Bebangena is coming including the fences, the surrounding, including the screens and everything. But it's just the preliminary stages.
Yes.
So if they go to group stages, shotsi batatibona.
Kumele kuthi lapho if lokulungiswa kwasomhlolo sekuqala linye phase because utaphenza apply hulumende babamsenene Football Association ku CAF eve kuthi CAF uthini uyabavumela ukuthi lama group stage ama group games ba host la khaya or kuchubeka the phase 3 because yasho ministry ukuthi setawuqala phase 3 njoba usho ukuthi wekufaka that wall fence konke nalama screens laba khona stadium nama tunnel but I want to believe ukuthi this is the beginning of something good of our football because njoba ngisho ukuthi kude umuntu lothanza ukuthi ayeka amakhelwana ehostela khona kude usiyathanza kubukela ibhola kaSomhlolo even nuts Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi le feeling yekuba kaSomhlolo iyehluka nalama fans ayativela ukuthi ngathi sisekhaya la.
Beautiful stuff. It's a season that is likely to be one of the best. A return to Somhla National Stadium, a revamped National Stadium, looking good to our standards so far, a looking good stadium. Probably knockout tournaments will return. We are likely to see local tournaments being held there. Look at your Yellow Sundays, your tournaments being played there. So it's quite a lot. And I think maybe just before we move on, it means that if maybe CAF is saying that for group stages, if Leopard and Highlanders are to qualify for group stages, they might take care of themselves with hosting facilities. It is because there is an injection of around 2.4 million, if I'm not mistaken, that we receive the moment you enter group stages. So it's quite interesting.
I have a feeling. Could say the next national champs are my athletics at Somhlolo.
They have it. You've heard it for the first time. You don't wait to read it in the papers in the morning or to hear it from the tea-late. You've heard it live first from Linda Fleming. Now moving on, national team, women national team, Stebe Samtlegazi are in hard preparations for the 2022 Women Hollywood COSAFA tournament. Live pictures earlier on at at Lobamba Technical Center. Master, the team lena nangting the observation ya master. Ngati coach Smepi Mamba ubuke ukuthi angathatha nje linyende labadlali bakuma under 20 lesike sababona Mozambique na ukhumbula ukuthi akubabe ngibo labangangenela lenzebe. Ukhona captain nokuthula Dlamini but the majority they are young talented ladies from the under 20.
Fabrice ngithe nangibuka le squad nangibuka cishe njoba usho ukuthi incumbi yabo ma under laba so ma under 20 that Mohale player very very talented young lady labe kadlala kuma under 20 nakhona ungenile kusithebe samhlekazi ngicabanga ukuthi yena coach wayo national team kunetimvo latibukile because wahamba nabo Fabrice nawe eMozambique wababukela ngendlela labadlala ngayo beba promise kakhulu so ngicabanga ukuthi if nyalo kutawiwa Khosafa uyabuilda nasikhuluma ngekubuilda i-national team for i-future ngicabanga ukuthi sikhuluma ngalokho about 6 of my players 6 or 7 yes nangikhumbula kahle bakhona kuma under labasuka kuma under 20 so ngicabanga ukuthi next year even if this year because akumele Fabrice bese sesifaka lisemba kakhulu eMaswatini if this year abayeli ko compete because basabuilder next year and even ku 2024 stabe sesikompete because these players batabe seba jwayele ukudlala ku national team senior national team.
We hear from the coach later on, but the promise from captain Nocturnal Dlamini is that at least master nangaba if bangafika kuma semi-finals I think shokuthi the target yabo baboke ukuthi most of the time nofika kuma semi-finals you are competing for the 3rd place where you get the bronze medal. But nangibuka kule group yabo master bane Zambia, Namibia and Lesotho. We are
only Zambia ngicabanga ukuthi i strong kithi sikathile ukuthi bende kahle against Lesotho against Namibia. In Namibia ngicabanga ukuthi ma problems abo they are well documented because they haven't played my local games for over 3 years now. So ngicabanga ukuthi for us ukuthi singakhathathwa iNamibia ngicabanga ukuthi singabe sitendela pass but otherwise there are some players from young Buffaloes but ngicabanga ukuthi i combination ya different players le ngicabanga ukuthi kuhle vele because we are motivator lo muntu lo ngafiki ku national team at least akusiyo info ma teams lang 2 uyabona nami ngiyafusa kudlala ku national team angitimisele this coming season ndawo khona kusingene ku national team.
They have got nothing to worry about. Only Zambia could be the only team standing in their way in this race for the 2022 Women Khosafa Cup, where they're in groups alongside the likes of Namibia, Lesotho. Coach Smith Mamba believes the hard work they have done so far, the intentions is to go there and compete at their best, alongside the captain, Nocturnal Dlamini.
Timu ilungiselele kakhulu. Ngicabanga ukuthi hayi ukuthi ngiyacabanga vele sitawubuya nako lesibuya nako emalungiselelo nje asedulu kakhulu imbe ngawo siyibukile silungiselele ukuthi nasiyodlala nayo sitayibamba kanjani noma ke ngabe seyikhona lokwendako but nje ama goal angabi maningi but nje si ready for yona nyalo.
Preparation mahle kakhulu konke umdlalo udimisele la ground uyabona ukuthi bahanga for ukuyodlala le Khosafa cishe bonkana labakhethiwe. Sithethe ukuthi sikhona ukufika kuma semi masingakhweshisa nje lo Zambia la imbi wethu sikhona ukufika kuma semi.
Sitamsiza kancane coach master but nangimuva captain Noctula who experience I think if I'm not mistaken probably his 4th or 5th Khosafa in a row. She's been there we experienced. Ubuya kuma CAF Champions League draw qualifiers. Beadlara for Young Buffaloes. Badlare ne Green Buffaloes yase Zambia. Legcine vele ithathale ngomishi to go to CAF Champions League. Uthi naba consider a 4 not. Uyangicucela kulo mzuzu. Naba consider a 4 not. They did their homework. They believe this time around they can't concede a lot. Remember the same Green Buffaloes from Zambia with the number of players in Green Buffaloes have the same numbers in the national team. Utsi now move kahle Nocturnal.
Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi Nocturnal kukhuluma experience because as an experienced player you know ukuthi ngibani your number 1 enemy. I number 1 enemy kule group le iZambia. If singakhona ukuthi sisuse iZambia then singakhona ukuthi sifike kuma semi-finals you know how to stop Zambia get a draw noma ngabe sekube get a draw against Zambia then win all the other games. Ngicabanga ukuthi kungaba lula kanjani, ngeke kuze kube lula but kufika kuma semi-finals kungaba kanjalo but ngeke kuze kube lula. Siyathi ukuthi iZambia njengoba sishilo sathi iZambia about 6 players beba ku Green Buffaloes lewine ima qualifiers labaya ku Champions League yabomake about 6 or 7 players bebayile kuma Olympics, about 6 players about so labakhona enyalo kule squad seZambia baya ku World Cup. So ngicabanga ukuthi unga imagine le experience lekhona but our players njengoba sisho ukuthi they are young bonokuthula kudzinga ukuthi ba lead by example because bona sebayile ku Khosafa emahlandla about 4 or 5 times in a row. So ngicabanga ukuthi kuya kudzinga ukuthi the other players babafake that mentality ukuthi kusho kuthini kuyodlala iKhosafa.
Coach Simep Mambu uthini ngaye the decision maybe ukuthi bamulethe to the national team? What's your take?
Even though Fabrice i-coaching career yakhe ngayilandzela kakhulu but ngicabanga ukuthi nawubuka nawuva if even the players the way ajimisa le team ngicabanga ukuthi they are happy the mood in the camp because good coach utawumotivate i-dressing room yakhe, a good coach utawukhona ukuthi i-dressing room yakhe ayi-contain, a very good coach ngeke abadlali bakhe nabaphuma ejimini baphume bakwatile. Yes, players abakuthandi ukujima ivele nje inechema players kodwa ikuze umdlali ajabule akasina kabuye e-training abuye ajabulile angasho ukuthi nako ke kusasa sesiyophinza siyobona coach. So ngicabanga ukuthi baya kule Khosafa with coach ba happy spirit setulu kakhulu.
They have it. They are not the only team or sporting code to represent us internationally because handball. Lastly, I had to say that some of the sporting codes have been going out. But handball, as a sport, we do have teams, both male and females. They'll be heading to Zimbabwe come October for international competition. Selections have been made, Master. We'll listen to them, some of the things. But handball, Master, Sigupinch as a country in terms of the sport.
Fabrice, you remember ukuthi handball the last time idlala it was 2019. So babuya ke 3 months back babuya badlala ema games zabo but kuma females na kuma males. So this past weekend bebadlala ema games lapho khona I coach beka selector I national team yema under 19 ema under 17 labataka komelela live eZimbabwe. So ngicabanga ukuthi ubuta ukuthi simephi kukhulu Fabrice ukuthi ngisho ukuthi sesisesimeni lesikahle because the players now babuka even the players lakhethiwe ukuthi ahambe ne national team ke eZambia they are trying but le fitness vele isesengekho kakhulu basayidzinga le camp basayidzinga ema friendly games ngicabanga ukuthi kuthi abasita kakhulu because eZimbabwe siyodlala nalamanye mave wona lacishe le handball ingedudlonyana lakithi otherwise nangibuka lokutimisela kwalabadlali ngiyajabula mina but the fitness isengekho.
Master, my question exactly because if the fitness is not there, the selection of the team when they select, what is it based on, Master? Babuka ukuthi esikolweni udlala kanjani, babuka ukuthi maybe last time nasidlala 2019 bewathiwa ukuthi vele
no
baselecta njani
bebaselecta njoba ngisho ukuthi 3 months back abakhona lama games adlalwa bekuyine tournament lebeyikhona lapho le sponsorishwa iyoga le kubuya kwema games badlala ke lapho so coach beka wacala kunothisa lapho so nababuya this past weekend badlala these games coach bese enda I-final selection yakhe kubadlala tawe nabo eZimbabwe. So kukhethwa ngekuthi wawudlala kahle 2019 noma wawudlala kahle nini ukhethwa kulama games lawa labakubonile ngicabanga ukuthi ngiyibonile pace because ihandball ikudzinga ukuthi nasohamba uhambe ngepace even nale shooting yakhona uyajumpa kancane bese uyashoota ngalesandla ngicabanga ukuthi njoba ngisho ukuthi lokutimisela kulabadlali kukhona but the fitness isalekhisha kakhulu.
All right, quick hearing maybe from some of the representatives of the sport, what do they have to say? Selection and everything has to do with the sport.
esinayo namuhla yekulungiselela ema-competition esitaba nawo eZimbabwe sitokhetha i-national team ema-under 17 nema-under 19 siyodlala kusukela mhla ka-17 kuze kube mhla ka-23 siyobe siseZimbabwe la sitabe sidlala khona kuzone 6 games lokungemavela ngu-10 la ase-Southern Africa. Since affiliate ku-IHF uye asendele competition leba every 2 years i-development iphindze ibe qualifier for all Africa Games nema-Olympics. So sithatha leli thuba nathi siparticipate siyethemba ukuthi sitawufike si-compete and participate.
Kulokuselekthela esikuselekthako considering lokuthi sibuya ku-lockdown COVID ama-sports bekemile lengingakusho leli zinga lisetulu but alikho kule standard lesi that high kodwa nje siyajabulisa nawubuka le ndlela abadlala ngayo le ndlela laba committed ngayo le ndlela laba performa ngayo nje all I can say ukuthi it's better than what we expected. Just like any other nation that will be going there to participate. Nathi nalokubuka kwekuthi with the time lesinayo so we can do a lot. Sisenga prepareisha sibuye ekhaya nathi singilabajabulile.
Beautiful stuff. We're hearing from the Handball Sporting Association and some of the members to travel with the team. A lot is being promised about the team. Now, moving on, we're not talking about only handball because other sporting code, like volleyball, there was a launch of the new season master. Volleyball, it's another sporting code. Nasibuga ma teams lakon, bo reps, ukhulume ngabo correctional. Bala tool in terms of fitness nakhona maybe utayitsinza kancane, but let's start with the launch. Kusho kuthini, what does it mean? Their league is back, the tournament is back on the field of play.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing, Fabrice. Kuthola sponsor kulesikhathi lesi. Many companies akhala ngetindzaba tetimali. So this past weekend select be sponsorisha be launch sponsorship sayo ne volleyball sa 20,000 emalangeni semnyaka munye. Ngicabanga it's a good thing. It's a good thing, Fabrice. Ngaweva ke magama si waka iyoga Maxwell Chele kuthi le sponsorship lesi kuthi ngakuthi basibambe ngatandla totimbili basibamba njani ngatandla totimbili Fabrice nyalo ukuthi ba attract more numbers atobukela ivolleyball because ma numbers atawuta njani atawuta ngakuthi kudlale kahle le volleyball. Kwesibili ba attract njani basibamba njani kahle sponsorship saka select ukuthi sibone quality kulama games lawa. We want to witness a very very competitive competition kulama teams lawa. Sayibona nje bese kudlala i-correctional idlala nema Scorpions. Scorpions, I'm very very impressed ngema Scorpions. Many young players lakhona kule team leya but they are promising. Coach Matsabula ungicabanga is doing a very very good job. So I'm happy ngale ndlela lokwenteka ngayo. Ma sponsors ke eta kanjalo because now siyalandzelela nje yona ivolleyball ngendlela labenta ngayo the teams lalaba lapha phambili ngicabanga bona le gap kancane siyasonzela siyafuna kubona i-league le competitive kuze ma sponsors atawuchubeka join ku volleyball.
It was launched and it was expressed. What do they have to say about the launch? Expectations from all the speakers on the day. What do they have to say about the sport? Anything that has to do with the volleyball 2022-2023 season?
Select atfole tiqoqi iningi ngeminyaka ukuthi asenisikhathi kunakho kepha ukhethe le sport volleyball lesikholela ukuthi sport esikhulu eSwatini sekuthi nje asiko recognized. Sikhethe ukuthi si sponsorishe i-VA Cup sekuthiwa i-NVA Cup nyalo. Siyethemba ukuthi lesicalelo nyaka sisitoba nayo i-select VA Cup ke phambili. Epha nje select ude lapha as a sponsor se tournament.
Lesingakusho kakhulu nje kubonga kakhulu sibongela i-Volleyball Association nanathi sibongela nje sisuka khona ka Sports and Rec kanye na iwoga. Sibonga ngalokuthi kutfola ama sponsors kulesikhathi sanyalo is not an easy task. particularly because of the economic situation that the country is faced with. So siyambonga kakhulu nje select wekuthi utikhanze akhona kumgcoka kupartnerisha nayo i-Volleyball Association. Siyayibongela ke i-association sifisa ke kwendlulisa perhaps i-advice to the association lokuthi siyacela lokuthi le sponsorship lesi basibambe with both hands bakhone kusinurture basiphathe kahle with the hope of ensuring lokuthi sponsorship lesitochubeka well into the future.
yayo i-volleyball into lenkulu kangakanani lena uma kuba ukuthi beniselonihleli since covid nanyana nabuya nadlala some mini tournament but namuhla we launching a tournament lena sponsorship ngabe kusho ngini lo
kuyinto lenkulu kakhulu sesenze nomlomo wokubonga emagama yokubonga kude singaba nawo because yes umadima kulesimo esinje yasemnotho ukuthola umuntu ede asitokuchasa ngemali lengaka labasinikete yona kuyinto lenkulu kakhulu nje singivolleyball siyethemba futhi nemidlalo bethu abucali buyacala abugcini sisitaba nabo njengoba basilo njenga sponsorship sa 20 years nabo ba declare ngicela sekukithi smart teams nema stakeholders ethu ukuthi kuphathe kahle ukuqhubeka.
Moving on with another sporting code that was quite active over the weekend, we're talking about golf under the Eswatini Golf Union. We're talking about once again their title sponsor, Eswatini, Royal Insurance Corporation, bringing professionals and amateurs together, and some of the best, of course, upcoming golfers who have already turned pro are already on the course, the likes of MJ. Master Bokona wafika wakanzana.
Fabrice bekudlala over the past weekend idlala i-Pro M idlalwa ama professionals all the professional golfers alike eSwatini bekakhona except Jamie yes Pennington angekho but ngicabanga ukuthi it was a lovely day, very very good game
akajabule ngale shot
kuba iwina ngicabanga ukuthi ngiloko Fabrice khona ama shots langekaza kujabulise but ngisho kanjani Fabrice ukuthi it was a lovely day, ngisho ukuthi kwaba nebadlali laba bese baba tied, ngikhuluma nga Oscar, ngikhuluma nga Raymond, babambana nasekubuka ama points abo kwasekudzinga ukuthi badlale ema playoffs sort of ema playoffs yes nangayibeka nje ngithi ma deaths kuma penalties bahamba ke badlala ku hole ekuqala hole 1 baphinze babambana hole 2 Fabrice kwase sekudzinga ukuthi bese sekuphuma iwinner ke lapho nasekudzinga ukuthi kuphuma iwinner Oscar ayishaya ibhola yakhe isonzele dutanyana nemgotsi kubonakala ngathi isoyayithatha le sotaba i-champion. But
I like the female presence as well.
Yes, Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi over the years iGaluva ikhombisile ukuthi ema female golfers look at Nosmilo Thomo ubona yena nje lapha angekho happy ngeshot yakhe some of ema female golfers leswabonile ngicabanga ukuthi nakhona Nobuhle is leading by example. She's doing very very well, she's representing the country very well, but if a president sakho ucocela story sami ukuthi eventually yena Raymond wagcina ayiwina le tournament lena ngicabanga ukuthi wayiwina. It's one of the most entertaining lengangayibona over the years ukuthi bangahamba babekuthai baze badlale 2 hole ngicabanga ukuthi it's a good thing, uya deserve congratulations kuye Raymond, deserving winner.
Raymond, the winner of the day, the winner of the tournament. What does Raymond has to say about his performance over the weekend alongside with other members of the tournament?
It feels pretty good. I took the longest or the hardest way to basically get it done, but it's it feels great. It feels great. I was out with my back problems for the better part of the year. But I still kind of got back at it, and here we are. It's always a mind game when you are in a playoff. As soon as my opponent stuck it close to the hole, I knew his defenses were down, so I needed to capitalize on that. And I knew that if I made the putt, it was going to be a big shock to the system. And to then get back and try and focus on the shot was going to be very difficult. So yeah, I guess I used my experience against him. It's easy for everyone to keep looking at the scores and not understand that this is about your mental psyche. You know, it's more about belonging, getting the feeling of being a pro. Once you are settled in as a pro, then you can shoot any number. So, but if you still feel like you are out of place, then it really doesn't help. Because even if you are very good with your game, it just won't show. So these youngsters, as soon as they do well with us, they will have the confidence to then go and take on the South Africans and actually do well. Watch the space.
All right, thank you very much. It's a huge trophy. Do you have space in your cabinet for such a big trophy?
I need to buy a cabinet first. I can always do with one more trophy. I'll just have to make a plan, maybe put it on the roof or something.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dad.
Actually, I had a feeling that this one I'm gonna win it because I've won this one for several times, so no pressure on me. But yeah, today I think it was a different day because in all handicaps I dropped here. So vele bengimele ngisebenze kakhulu. Yeah, kutsata kakhulu. Pro M is always good because vele nawudlala uyakhona nokuthi match ukuthi umephi wena. Ngoba nami nje my target is to go over that other side.
Today's game wasn't that bad. I'd say I just didn't stick to my game plan today. I felt like, you know, if I had just put myself in the right position on these different holes, like on 14 or 12, I would have been in a better position. But, you know, getting that experience, playing with the professionals, it did help me. It always helps, in fact, you know, because they give you that experience. They advise you. They tell you, oh, you should have done this. Maybe you should have done this. So it always helps. No, it's very helpful because it gives you a glimpse that, you know, you're not that far off. You just need to set aside and put up some work on these little problems. But other than that, pretty much anyone can play. Anyone can play. It's open for the youngest, whether you're 4, whether you're 5, whether you're 7 or 9, 10, 12, 11, 13, 14, just like me. I'm 14 years old right now. My plan is to actually go to a golf academy. If I'm in the right environment, I feel like things will be much easier. There's gym coach, you got your mental coach, swing coach, so everything there, everything is pretty much there. So I've always, for the last 2 years, I've always wanted to play professionally. I think that's been my biggest goal, and that's what I'm working towards.
Right.
Raymond might be the winner, but one thing that took my attention is just the 14-year-old expressing his ambitions. Otherwise, it's the end of the show. Nguvale Sangos, have a beautiful weekend. Expectations to you this weekend?
Fabrice, there's a lot happening kule weekend, more especially this weekend kune decider Super League Manzini.
Yes.
Iluiz ngendeka ipromote yeka First Division. Baka Manzini yakhumbula ngutshela ukuthi bakhala last week ukuthi asikaze sabavakashela this the weekend lestabavakashela ngayo. So ngicabanga ukuthi for us it's going to be a lovely beautiful weekend.
They have it. That is how we wind up this evening show. As it's been lovely to have you. It's been a beautiful show. Today, to the entire crew, on behalf of the crew that brought you this show, the entire sports team, Eswatini Television, Temidlalo live program, we do say, Sifela Kamnaz.